Okay, so we are out here. We're out here. I got to get going, but I wanted to come in as early as possible to say hi to you all. First of all, from High Priestess Maven, ain't that something? I'm going to give me a little mic. I'm sorry, a camera holder because I want to do a little bit more while I'm on the go. Because y'all, I'm out here in this community, and I know this is not the best idea to be on this phone, and I get it. I don't care if I've been driving for 30, 40 years. It don't matter. Nobody should be on the phone and driving around. And I'm just gonna put that public service announcement out there. But I needed to get in with everyone else and start to talking about a little bit more about this movie Sinners that then turned into a complete phenomenon around this here country and the world. I want to send a shout out to the movie Sinners, the creators, the Warner Brother lot who has come on board with the actual plan to just start conversation around religion versus spirituality. I don't even know if many people are picking up on that this is religion versus spirituality in many ways, because it's really, how can I say, it's very obscure. It's obscure, and it's hidden, and it's cloaked. I'm actually wanting to uncloak a lot of things for our people regarding religion versus spirituality, because in all honesty, I feel like it's definitely time to do this. And what a better way than to take a movie that was set to vellum 70 millimeter film. I don't know if many people know that when you put movie to film in this manner on 70 millimeter film, you are actually sealing that and searing that into the Akashic records. So that is a ritual, a process that's been going on for quite some time. And yeah, to actually put that movie, the movie Sinners, to 70 millimeter is a way to, it's a ritual to seal it into the Akashic records. Those who are not familiar with the Akashic, it's pronounced in different ways because we talk about dialects from all over the world. So it's AKA SHAIC. You might see it spelled that way, Akashic. So we know, we, meaning the priesthood, the priestcraft, we know that this is something that is monumental, and it's also record breaking, groundbreaking, earth shattering in many ways. So, with that being said, I had to get up really, really early. And I know that I'm out here usually in the community doing this, doing that. But I've been saying I want to do more videos, and then I'll go and take another appointment and do this and that. But the reason why I want to come out now with Sinners the movie being out. Shout out to Warner Brothers lot for coming on board. Shout out, of course, to Ryan Coogler. Oh my goodness, brother from Oakland. I got a lot of family out in Cali as well. Kali. The Nagas are definitely out there. Nagas, y'all. Nagas. That's priesthood stuff, I know, but we all gonna start working together. Those who get the priestcraft, those who don't get the priestcraft. It's time, and I'm excited about it. And I don't think anyone should be feeling daunting, feeling that they are daunted with it, because I see a lot of Christians, and I love y'all Christians because that's my background too. We did a lot of cloaking in Christianity, especially the Black church. And when I say cloaking, a lot of the priestcraft, being a part of that movement, being a part of the priestcraft, you come into the churches in a way to protect our people, because we know a lot of the information that has to do with going to seminary, being a part of the group that the information was being shared with, the ancient information, and then having to keep it from certain people that well, I shouldn't say we, but a lot of people felt that some folk wasn't ready. Some of our kinfolk wasn't ready to hear the full truth. And y'all know for a while they had a requirement that we as a people, black people in America. Some people are saying they're given many labels. We use African American. I don't think any other race has ever been as, or ethnicity has ever been as named and relabeled and repackaged like the people that come from the diaspora, the African diaspora and the global diaspora. I call it transglobal diaspora. I don't think that anyone has been labeled and renamed over and over again, but I don't know that it's done out of malice. I'm just being honest. I just think it's because there's so many different bloodlines running through our veins that they don't know what to say about us. What are you? You can get that a lot, especially if you look racially ambiguous. You'll be like, "What are you?" And I was looking at in the movie when Sammy asked Mary, "What are you?" at the bar, and I know a lot of black people know that question. That would be considered octoroon. Octoroon is 1/8 black, and then they was trying to split it up, and then we have the Creoles. Shout out to a young man who just did a video on the Atlantic Creoles, and I talk a lot about the Louisiana Creoles because I have bloodline there. But I tell you, y'all, I just feel like this movie sparked this movement that so many different areas are going to be looked into by our people. And so many of us are going to be finding out stuff that we might want to know and that we might not want to know. So I just had to get up because I want to be able to have this dialogue with everyone. I'm watching all the videos as I'm out and about in the community, making sure that, once again, we are able to safeguard our people. And I know there was a sister, shout out to a sister who does a lot with the Mami Watas as well, the Sybil's, and she was doing a part with I saw her doing Chat GPT, and she was actually talking about the priesthood and how they were used to the priesthood in essence, and I don't know if it kind of stomped on my toes. I always gotta, okay, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm going past a very sacred site, so I always gotta send my little shout out to it. All right, ancestors, get it done. Ashe, ashe. Ooh, they're coming along with that building. Okay, so anyway, she had a video out that was talking about the priesthood and the priestcraft. I just want to put a shout out, and maybe I felt that my toes were stepped on when she put this video out. It was a Chat GPT, which is a learning machine. But she said that the priestcraft was there in many ways, and it was a great video. I want to put that out. But she was mentioning that the priestcraft is here or there. Look at this food right here. Sorry, y'all. See, this is why this is not the best idea. Come on up. Oh, I should have called the person food. Sorry, y'all. Hope your day is blessed if it's meant to be. I think they blinker stuff. But anyway, I'm not gonna do this anymore, by the way. Do not drive, and I think because I've been driving for 30, 40 years that I could just be out here, this camera on, watching the road, but I just had to get this out my spirit. Come on over, honey. You can come over. I'm going on the interstate. But anyway, she had a video out that was talking about the priestcraft, and she was saying how the priestcraft was meant to just kind of keep people in the dark and so on and so forth. To be really honest, I think that the priestcraft was not really meant to keep people in the dark. And I'm going to talk about my family, in all honesty, because I'm coming clean today, right? Transparency, 100% transparency. I don't feel that the priestcraft was meant to keep people in the dark from our perspective, because we got to think about it. There's all kinds of priestcrafts, and I think that people generalized priestcraft and priesthood because there's lack of knowledge, and it makes sense. Because if I didn't really get something, I would be the same way. I would be like, okay, I would look up a dictionary word for it in a dictionary that's maybe biased. But then I try to give a definition based on maybe some of my experience. And then, I go from there. And that's a good thing. And I really love the video that the young lady put out. But the thing about it is, the priestcraft that this particular Chat GPT talked about is really generalizing it. And when people don't get something, I feel like they generalize it. And you got to think about the billions of people in the world that's come through the womb gateways of so many mommies, coming from the light of the seed of the poppies, okay? The papas. There are billions of people that have come through the galaxy. So how could you give one definition for something? And I think that people give one definition. I really believe this, and I don't think it, I know. They give one definition because this is how they get it. But I want people to be able to grasp so much knowledge right now. You cannot think about all the different bloodlines and the different spiritual energies that came in any particular second that was birthed into this world, and the myriads of folk that's out here doing whatever they're supposed to do on this planet in these bodies. And I like to call it the flesh coat. And you got to think about the spirits of the water, earth, wind, and fire that can be as tiny as a small whisper and as loud as a roaring thunder. You can't put it into a box. You'd never be able to put it into a box and say, oh, it's this, it's that. Doubting dictionaries, y'all. I come from education. I come from, oh God, I'm not even going to get into it. It ain't trying to pull rank. I come from many educators. I come from those who established churches. We've helped millions of people, and the intent was always to guard and protect the community. However, we are now on the precipice of this amazing spiritual shift. And I really would like all of our folk to get ready, and come on in here, because it is so much to know and learn. And if you put yourself into a little box, I hate to be trying to use the same old, analogy, but if you put yourself into a little box and start looking at people who don't get the priestcraft, who don't get our culture, and looking at their definitions and so on and so forth, and basing your life in fear, y'all, of a people who didn't really get the folk they was trying to contain. Don't get stuck with that, y'all. Please don't get stuck with that. Whatever you do, and I'm saying this out of all love and sincerity, and I really love this young lady. I mean, she is a really great. I really want, let me just put this out here. I know that people are looking for information and they're looking for labels and how could I label myself and so on and so forth. But what I would encourage our folk to do, and I've been encouraging people to do this for a long time. My area of interest and my area that I work with is the youth, and especially the teens and college students. But I want to put this out here for many people, adults as well, is to explore your gifts. What did your soul come here to do? I know that it can be frustrating to think that somebody held something from you, and especially if you've had a lifestyle or your family might not have been given the things that you feel that they should have, and so on and so forth, because there's been a Cold War and wars and more rumors of war going on constantly against our culture. But the thing I want people to do is to look into your gifts, your crafts, and see what it is that you're supposed to be doing right now. Not tearing down your folk and even tearing down folk. And I'm not saying that's not necessary, because everybody has their phases, but I want to see more gifts coming out. I've been in the business of pulling people's gifts out for a long time, y'all. I'm going on 6 decades in this thing, okay? 6 decades. I've been in the business of helping them to pull out their gifts. And I know this young lady who did who's doing this chat GPT sharing. She's sharing this information. I feel like she has she's on to something. But she's such a gifted astrologer. I'm looking at her work that she does. I would like to see her pull that craft out and help our people, especially when she talked about the sidereal astrology. That, excuse me, that is something that is the work of the moon and the moon phases. So that is something that is a area to tap. Y'all, I'm talking about tapping. I'm here to impart some charge on people, some spiritual charge, so that people can get their talents together for this time. Y'all, we on the precipice. This okay. I'm excited. That's why I'm out here driving and don't please don't drive and like I'm doing, y'all. I know I don't care if I've been driving for 30 years. I don't care if anybody should do this. This is a public service announcement from HB Maven. But my spirit is just really quickened today, y'all. I want to be able to help to charge my people, because this cultural shift with this movie with Coogler, and I titled this and put a description of Sinners Uncloaked, because I'm looking at all the videos and all the people who are now quickened to move and into to pivot these wars. And I think about, I don't want to be still like I'm rambling because I got so many things to share. But I think about that back in the day. It didn't do as good as Star Wars, y'all, but Battlestar Galactica. I don't know if any of my old heads remember Battlestar Galactica. This is what this is reminding me of, Battlestar Galactica. Because it is so many of these ancestral energies coming through people. And they peaked. They stoked. And I'm looking at all the talent that is being used to throw rocks, and throw stones, Come on, y'all. Bring out what you're supposed to be doing right now. If you need to sit down and get into your ancestral connection and especially with your soul guides, and y'all know this is interesting because I heard messages from my ancestors. Look at this person. Come on now. You know what? I don't care how long I've been driving. I'm sitting up here. Don't drive, y'all, and be on the phone. I got this thing secured, but y'all know what? That's it. Let me keep myself together. But anyway, it's people driving interesting out here. But okay, so what I want to say is that our people has so many different talents, and we have been undefined for so long, and that's why it's so many. I feel like it's so many different names, honey. And I'm not talking about the supernatural names that's been given in the Bible. You know how when they said it, when Yeshua, the one known as Jesus, we missed this. So go on here, let me on. But thank you. The one that's known as Jesus, Yeshua, when he was first named, when you look at the 4 Gospels, he was named Emmanuel. Then he turned into, I say Jesus, y'all. Y'all, that's a whole other day. I say Jesus. Zeus, okay? Y'all, that's deep. But Jesus was named Emmanuel when he was born, as the story goes. And when the gifting came, then there was a higher name of the high priest named the Christos. And then he turned into Jesus. Oh, this deer. Okay, I got blood under my tires now. Okay. I got Bobby Hemming now. I think about Bobby Hemming talking about putting that blood of the steak on your tires if you want the cops not to get after you. Oh God, I'm sorry, I'm going back on Bobby Hemming, y'all. I'm old school. I know I'm all over the place. Y'all got to listen to the voices in the head of a priestess. But anyway, I'm out here riding. Y'all don't know. I just rode. It was a deer that was bad. That roadkill. I just got blood on my tires. I guess I need it for something, y'all. We go that deep talking about blood of the movie Sinners. But Jesus, as we know it, turned into the Christos. And what I would encourage my people to do is get to the point where you find your high priest and high priestess name. And then priest, as I was mentioning earlier, it's all different types of priests and priestesses from whatever bloodline you're in. All priest means, and this is going to be interesting because a lot of people don't get this, but all priest means is that you are in your high connection with with source. That's what it means. It means going to a higher place. It means taking on the supernatural. So when you take on the supernatural, that's when you will be, that's more of a category, right? It's a categorization for your supernatural self. And that is the way to give it a blanket name as a priest or priestess. But what you're really doing is going into the high source or the higher power, and you're connecting with the cosmic realm. And that's your supernatural. A lot of people don't get that. So they'll take a generalized name from a dictionary of folk who don't get certain folk, of people. I like to distinguish like that. People who don't get certain folk, if they try to put a name for, and as the young man Sammy, preacher boy, asked the young lady Mary at the bar in the juke joint, y'all, that's the juke joint. It's so many gems and golden eggs in this movie. And we the geese that lay the golden eggs, so we got to keep on dropping them and telling people what's up. But when he asked her, what are you? She's an octoroon, right? 1/8 black. So he asked her, what are you? This is a question that the cosmos asks in many ways of your spiritual self, your higher self. And I would encourage my people to look into who is your high priest or priestess. Mister, do you see the man trying to turn? Okay, excuse me. Who is your higher self? And that's going to give you your supernatural messages. You know, people want to say, oh, you think you're a high priestess? What is that? What is that? Our people are going to learn today. They're going to learn in this day, at this point on the timeline, what means what, okay? And I'm so excited. And this is not a tell-off or anything like that. And the reason why I'm speaking so spirited, because I'm really excited about the fact that we're going to be moving into a new era, a new time, a point on the timeline where we're going to be able to talk about these things. We're going to be able to talk about the spiritual gifts, talking about the placement of spiritual gifts, and the thought of octoroon right now, and I'm keep on going back to that, is because this was an attempt. I'm going to actually not stop with this light. I usually put my stuff in the thing. I'm sitting up here getting on the video. I usually tie down my things, and now they fell. But either way, I've talked about the 1/8 octoroon because of the fact that there was an attempt to kind of like water the bloodline down, and it was so many different people who were trying to run from this what they thought was a blemish of African and Caribbean. Y'all forgetting about the Caribbean, and my people are from the Caribbean as well. So what we're doing now is we're getting ready to go into a whole new timeline for a people so that they could get to know self. And the whole 1/8 rule and the octoroons of the South, I'm glad that has come out, because the attempt to remove blood that was from the islands and from Africa has been going on for quite some time. And we're talking about the Creoles, what they call the Creoles, or Creolio means mixture, also means Creolio also means well, I'll break it down later on, but it in addition to mixture, it's a set aside people. It's a class. It also means that you were put into a certain class to try and do group of folk. It's always been about taking out that African blood, and it's so sad because it caused a lot of colorization and wars of color in our community. And I feel like this movie, what is this person doing? Y'all, I'm sorry to be in this position of keeping on stopping. Oh, you must got something happening. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. But long story short, I'm actually on campus. So I tell you what, I'm going to wrap this up, because when I go up under this parking garage, it's going to start a signal. But I will tell you this, right? This is time this movie with Ryan Coogler as a director and his lovely wife, Zinzi Evans-Coogler. I'm going to always say her name and give her credit as well, who is the producer. Zinzi backing her husband and helping to bring this movie out, and seeing that she might have had the experience, as a lot of us had, of being the middle class, if you want to put it that way. Yeah, I'm going to put class in it. This is the way they try to distinguish who is who, and that's why they keep on naming us different names. But Zinzi Kugler, she's touched on something along with her husband Ryan Coogler, and the discussions. I'm actually gonna go over here for a second. How much time I got? Ooh, not much. Oh, good. I got a meeting at 8:15. But let me just real quickly. I'll stop over here before I go on in this parking garage because it's gonna cut my signal off. But I'm gonna say this: Zinzi Kugler is actually she's touched on something that I think is really important to this movement. I want to come out here for a second. This is so important to this movement of our people, and it's not just the movie itself. It is also the spark of spiritual connection that has happened. And the movie centers in and of itself is a way for us to now examine our culture even more. And I want to make sure that as we do this, that we be mindful of the fact that we're going to learn some stuff, because I started digging into my past. We're going to learn some stuff that might seem daunting. But remember, our folk was in a time when we were running. We are scattered people, because when you possess magic like this, you can imagine that people will see you as a treasure, and they trying to constantly grab onto your gifts, right? And that's what the representation was with the whole blood being shed within this movie. I don't know, many people aren't touching on the fact that Ryan Coogler was directing a actual reenactment of a spiritual experience for a people, mainly our culture. So as you know, so be mindful that as you dig into this history, this heritage, that this is a spiritual movement as well. It's not just a movie. I don't think y'all can see me good. Let me turn this way. It's not just a movie, it's a spiritual experience as well. And we need to get to the point where we're open to that. Okay. So a lot of us are going to try to come out, and us meaning the people who've worked in this spiritual experience for a long time. But y'all ready too. I'm telling you, more than you think. But either way, I'm gonna get on in here, and when I go in this parking garage, I know my signal gonna cut off, but it was good talking. I'm gonna start doing this more often. I'm gonna give me something to put my phone on though, of course. So I'm gonna play this live back. I got an 8:15 appointment, y'all. Oop. They waiting on me. But all the best to you all in progress. Love you. This is the High Priestess Maven. So Ryan Coogler, Zinzi Evans-Coogler. I got to keep on bringing in the I got to talk about the priest and the priestess. All the best to you all in progress. Okay, take care. Y'all enjoy your day. I'll be back later on. Okay.